perhaps their last possession of the season. And it has been a brilliant year for Ohio. 5-game win streak. First ever playoff appearance. Waldeck cranks long range. Nowhere near the goal.
The unquestioned leader of the team, Kyle Harrison, left his mark on the team both on and off the field. After not playing in Major League Lacrosse for a few seasons, Harrison posted his best season ever in 2014, exploding for 27 goals and 33 points. As the team's captain, Harrison's impact goes far beyond the box score.
You know, as far as goals are interesting, right? So at the beginning of the year, you set a bunch of different goals, both individually and as a team. You know, for us, the team goal was to win a championship. So to answer the question, did we accomplish our goal? No, we didn't. We wanted to win a championship. That's why we all play. So we were extremely happy with getting to the playoffs and having a winning record and all those things that hadn't been done in franchise history before. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal was to win a championship, and we came up short. You know, how does the team take the next steps in 2015? You know, for us, it's all about finishing whatever it is we're doing. You know, if you look at last year, you know, just a little microcosm of our season, at the end of quarters, at the end of halves, we would give up a goal. You know, something would happen where, you know, we turn over in the offensive side of the field with 10 seconds left, and it would somehow get all the way down the other side of the field, and then the team would score with time running out. And that happened. It happened once, and we're like, but then it happened like 3, 4, 5 times, and I think that was kind of a microcosm of how we kind of finished things last year. You look at the semifinal game, we were up by 5 goals, I think, at one point. I think it was either 4 or 5, and we ended up losing because we didn't finish it. And so I think how we kind of take the next step in 2015 is we finish everything we do, and that's going to certainly be a step in the right direction.
After the Machine finished 2014, the team's lacrosse operations department turned its attention to the new year and building the 2015 roster. That process started in September when the team named its 23-man protected roster. The process continued with the supplemental draft in early December.
You want to still go to Souders?
Yeah.
Okay, Ohio, you are on the clock.
Ohio selects 7-3-7, Ty Souders. For us, I think we were able to be like a couple things we accomplished. We have balance across the board, which we were looking for. You wanted to make sure that our training camp was going to be competitive and we weren't lopsided at one position or the other. I also feel like we actually are bringing in guys that are going to compete for spots, which I think you always want to do, but it depends on where you're at with your roster. I'm pretty excited that we have some guys I think are going to compete and be ready for the roster.
Following the addition of nearly 20 players through the supplemental draft and player pool claims, the Machine made a major roster move in early January. Looking to add to the defensive side of the ball, the Machine landed 3-time All-Star defenseman Brian Karalunas in a trade with the Boston Cannons.
When I first heard I was being traded, I was definitely surprised. It wasn't something I was expecting, but when I had a little bit of time to assess the situation, I was really excited. Knowing a few of the guys on the team already, and obviously having played against the Machine for the last couple of years, it was an organization I was really impressed with, and I'm really excited to be a part of it.
The team's off-season continued in late January, when the Machine brass headed to the 2015 Major League Lacrosse Collegiate Draft. Heading into the draft, the team's first pick was slated for the 4th round, but another trade put the Machine on the clock earlier than anticipated.
With the 22nd pick, the Ohio Machine select Jimmy Bitter, attack, North Carolina.
And that brings us to right now. The Machine players arrive in Columbus for the start of training camp. The regular season is just weeks away, and for the boys in blue, it's time to get to work.
The other thing I noticed yesterday that we want to talk about, it was on there, is a mellow yellow, meaning that maybe we're working with a little bit of a short clock and we want to get a dodge right out of the box. That's set up, we'll set up in our 30. The last guy coming in is the dodge coming in. So bar middy's over, we already got a middy on the crease, and we got our attack set up. So as he's coming in,
we were very fortunate to pick up some great, not only great players, but what we feel great men, you know, in general, on and off the field, and you know, this in the off season here, and that's going to help, you know, just continue to build what we already feel is a great character of the team, and we're excited to see how that blends over training camp and some leadership, you know, with. We picked up Brian Karalunas, who's you know, an all-star defenseman and proven leader in this league, and the great thing about that is we don't have to play against him either. So you know, there's certain perks to that. But the returners are great. They know the guys that have been here through the thin as well as the thick. Those guys have calloused themselves to some degree, and I think they know not too long ago this team was a two-win team, and they know that can easily happen if you don't stay focused.
Keep going. Keep that ball hot. Let's go, White. Here we go. Oil up on 3. 1, 2, 3.
When the machine hits the field on Long Island on April 12th, it will be the work they put in during training camp that makes the difference. The chase for a championship starts in September, and it never ends. Will the machine make it to its ultimate goal this season? It will take a roster built from the ground up with one goal in mind.
The goal heading into 2015 is to win a championship.
And then the ultimate goal is winning the championship.
The end goal is to win the championship. You know, win that cup, get closer, grow as a family, and make this a legacy.
This is Making of the Machine.